Yeah. So I've been planning this podcast for like mad long, and remember when you were saying that you saw that alien thing?
Yes.
So I wanted to talk about that forever. So
Oh yeah, I have that video still.
yeah, so I was looking a lot into it, and
I can send it to you if you want to link it.
I do want to.
Okay.
And so I saw that it might be something called like a TR-3B-A, which is like a top secret military craft from like in the I don't know
Is there a
Russia.
video?
There is a video, so I'm wondering, is this video kind of what you saw?
So it's from Russia, but it's here.
Yeah, like is that kind of what you saw?
That?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in your video you can only see like one dot
Well,
because it's so far because it's not the best
yeah.
quality.
That's why I started to record it in the first place. Was because it didn't look like a plane.
Yeah.
If it looked like a plane, I wouldn't have recorded it in
It
the
was
first
kind of
place.
like that, right?
Yeah. That's why I started to record
That's
it.
weird. So it could see. So this is a very common thing that people have spotted. So maybe it is like an actual military.
And like that was another reason why I thought that it wasn't like a plane was because it was so high up. Like you couldn't really tell in the actual video how high in the sky it was, but it was like I couldn't hear it. You know what I mean? It was way too high in the sky to be a regular plane. That wouldn't make sense.
And this video was saying how like airplanes don't look like that, and
Yeah, everybody knows what an airplane looks like. And when an airplane goes through the sky at night, it's like that blinking light. You know what I mean? It's not consistent lights. And then the reason that the reason why the video is creepy is because then it goes up and disappears.
I wanted to tell you that maybe it wasn't aliens, but
But it was a military thing. Well, why does the military have those?
it's a test. So you know how this Area 51 meme's been going around?
Yes, I have a conspiracy theory about that, but go ahead.
Yeah, so the way it started is that there was, Joe Rogan's podcast. He had this dude named Bob Lazar who used to work at S4 in like the 80s, which is like a little bit south of Area 51. And
Is that in Nevada?
yeah.
Okay.
And he said that he worked on like alien spacecraft and that the government has 9 of them and like some of them in working condition.
How can he say that?
He worked on like the propulsion part. He says that he doesn't know too much about it because he only knew the stuff that he was allowed to work on, which was the propulsion, which was like he said this antimatter reactor that ran on this element 115, which back in the 80s wasn't even discovered yet.
Yeah.
It wasn't until years later that they figured out it was an element and he was telling the truth. And slowly things have been coming out proving his story. But he said he hates talking about it. Like,
I mean, I would be scared to talk about it too.
yeah, it's rare for him to talk about all this stuff, and he doesn't sound like he's lying. Like maybe aliens aren't real and all that, but he at least thinks he's telling the truth.
Yeah.
At the very least.
From what he knows.
Yeah, and he's been saying this since the 80s, but like initially he didn't want his identity revealed, and
I feel like the government started the Area 51 memes.
that's what I was thinking, especially because Jeffrey Epstein thing's been going on recently.
I don't know what that is.
This like billionaire was like charged with sex trafficking, like minors too, and like in his mansion on his island.
My mom thinks it's to distract everybody from something else. I think it's population control.
From Area 51.
Yeah.
Do you think they would actually shoot 1 million people?
Right before those memes came out, Donald Trump tweeted about how America's too overpopulated.
I don't think that's a little.
It would be completely warranted for them to kill, 1.5 million people? And what are they going to do? Not kill them if they try to raid Area 51? They don't have a choice.
Yeah, they did say that they're going to protect America's assets and to not.
At any cost.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's basically saying, like, do it if you want, but here's your warning. And people aren't going to care about that.
Like, imagine if they mowed down like 1 million plus people right there.
I feel people.
Because it was the Air Force that made the warning. So they'd.
Yeah, and they even said like a set day. They were like, yeah, September 20 something, we're going to do this. Like, it's not even like a secret. So like, yeah, there's no way that's gonna work. But I mean, whatever. They keep thinking, oh, they can't kill us all.
Well, a lot of them. The dude who created the meme, right? So, Bob Lazar was on Joe Rogan's podcast, and a viewer of that podcast got the idea from that. So he created the Facebook thing, and they've interviewed him and everything. And
what did he just say? He was like, we should just all go raid it. They can't kill all of us. And everybody was like, yeah.
Yeah, basically. He said he did it as a joke. And he said now he's worried that some people are actually going to do it seriously. But he said that he said he's working with some people to like actually do like an event down there. Not to go in, obviously, but just down there on the border. Because they do tours and stuff. It's a whole location. Like you can go right up to the Area 51 line. It wasn't like a few years ago, actually, a tour bus that does regular tours there accidentally went past the line, and like everybody on the bus, even the tourists, were charged with like trespassing or some other thing. But the tourists eventually got their charges dropped.
I was gonna say it was not their fault.
Yeah, they had video showing that it was an accident, because what happened was that a tourist asked the bus driver a question at the wrong time, and he missed the sign, and he just blew.
Oh, because he was listening to it or whatever.
Yeah, and so
I
it wasn't
was-
his fault either, but he was still charged because he was driving.
Can you imagine being on that bus?
Yeah.
Everybody probably thought they were gonna get shot.
They were.
No, they thought they were actors. They thought it was all part of the show. They didn't know what was going on until they asked them to get out and show their IDs and all that. Yeah.
Is it a show? Is there a show with that?
No, there isn't.
Just a
They just
tour.
thought that's what it was. Yeah, it's just a tour. You just go up to the line. You can ask the tour.
I wouldn't go in an area.
Hey, get out of her
51.
purse. Hey.
Oh yeah, there might be like candy
Get
in
out
there,
of it.
so like, yeah, I feel like I don't know. I feel like it's a population control thing.
That would be crazy, but I feel like 1 million people still wouldn't be enough to really do much. If anything, I think it's the distraction.
You think it's yeah? That's what my mom thinks.
Yeah, and I think it's a distraction from the Jeffrey Epstein.
I didn't know that was a thing, but like you know,
'Cause
there's
he's
a
had
bunch of
connections
other.
to a lot of politicians like Bill Clinton and Trump. Trump has already like denounced him or something like that. Like not denounced, but he hasn't talked to him in I think 8 years or something like that to give him benefit of the doubt.
But still,
Yeah, no, and he has said like that he likes Jeffrey Epstein likes women young, and he said the same thing like, and so do I or something like that. But and then it came out he did sex trafficking with minors. Like how young, like.
and sex trafficking isn't just like, oh yeah, I like girls that are younger. You know what I mean? That's like sex trafficking. That's not
Yeah,
just like
no.
that's not just like statutory rape.
That's rape.
It's rape.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
yeah.
that's just actual
Yeah.
rape. Yeah.
Yeah. And
No one gives a fuck out of it, because literally the next day, Area 51 meme happened. No one talks about it anymore.
it was trending on Twitter.
I didn't know that. Well, like a lot of stuff happens that they don't want us to know about, or they not that they don't want us to know about, but they don't want us to focus on. So I was like, oh, it's just something like that.
Because the news cycle is crazy. It just goes one thing after the other. Everything. Like, it seems like there's always a story. Everybody's always mad about something at least every day. And there's always something to keep us like
They said there was a
entertained.
bunch of stuff that was just for fidget spinners.
Oh my god.
Were supposedly put
Pretty
out
much
to be a
I feel like
distraction.
any meme could be like, how the do a lot of memes get like, think about, I feel like Apple paid somebody to create the AirPods meme because they weren't selling that good when they first came out.
That is like an amazing marketing thing.
Exactly.
Because of Twitter.
I know so many people that got them just because
Exactly.
the meme.
And like every time there's a meme, it goes on every single social media platform. Like it's on every single platform. So if you literally only have one social media, you'll see all the same memes. It's just if you have Facebook, you'll see it later than if you have Twitter, but you'll still see it.
Mhm.
That's why they say that at Starbucks, you know how at Starbucks when they call your name, or like when you say your
yeah,
name and they
I-
spell your name wrong and then you post a picture because your name is spelled so completely wrong, but you have like an average ass name.
Yeah, it's on
It's
purpose.
supposed to be people like, oh shit, I want that. And then
Yeah.
they go and get it. And I mean, it works.
Yeah, my me and Nabil, we were talking yesterday actually about what type of ads you see on like pretty much everything now, especially on Instagram. It's a lot of wireless earbuds that you get ads for because, especially bootleg ones,
Because if you're using the app.
Well, because the AirPods meme is so popular.
Well, yeah,
so
yeah,
everyone's trying to get in on the wireless feature. But it's not even that. Like, everybody's got to understand it's Apple. That's one of the reasons why.
And I still feel like your phone listens to you and gives you ads. Like literally think about
Oh,
it.
yeah.
You'll talk about when so one of my friends used to work at BJ's and me and my mom were talking about it and then my mom got an ad for BJ's.
Yeah.
As if ads for BJ's even exist.
Yeah, no.
Like what? That doesn't
Yeah.
even make sense.
See, I've been saying that I feel like everyone's eventually going to give up their privacy for a little bit more convenience. And I think this is just a start with ads and stuff because the Google Home listens to you. Like, it records every time you say,
That's why I don't understand why you have one.
Well,
Why do you want that?
because it's convenient. Every time you activate it and you ask it a question, it records that question. Its reasoning is so that it learns your voice, and that way it can be more accurate when you call it and not.
Well, isn't that how Siri is? It only uses your voice.
yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
I don't like Siri that much. It doesn't do that much. I don't even use.
Also, it never knows what you're saying.
Yeah.
No, I don't use Siri either. But the Google Home thing, Alexa, anything that just sits there and listens to you talk is like not okay with me. I'm not having that in my house. I'm just not. I get that it makes everything a lot easier, so you don't have to
you
type
can control
your
your
questions.
lights. You can control your
But it's
TV
literally
and all
not
that.
that hard. Like I have a fucking computer
I
in my
know.
hand. I can just type the question in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to lay in bed and ask it. I know you
One
do,
of- one
but
of-
like
yeah,
I
no, no,
just
no, I
don't.
I understand. Like one of the main reasons why I got it in the first place was because, I just wanted to be in bed and not have to get up to turn off the light.
I don't think most people know how to do that.
Yeah, no, because you have to buy extra stuff.
Yeah,
I did the one where you wire
Well, doesn't it your entire room is a smart room?
more or less. I mean, I don't have a thermostat or anything like that, but
You can do it with a thermostat.
yeah, you can control your whole house. People have a thermostat.
Through that.
Yeah, through Google Homes. People have multiple Google Homes set up throughout their house to control each individual room.
That's awesome, but oh
That's-
my
that's
god,
rich people
literally
stuff.
that is the laziest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, for all your lights, your doors, even.
I get like your room light and stuff because like you be laying in bed and you just be like turn off the lights and then you knock, but like for your entire house, you can't walk in the house and turn on the lights and open
Yeah.
the door yourself.
Yeah, well, a lot of people, what you can do with them is you can actually set specific times for them. So if say you come home at the exact same time every day, you can set it on so your lights turn on automatically when you walk in. I'm telling you, convenience is gonna be
I get that,
the
but,
key.
oh
Like
my
that's
God.
why.
Convenience is gonna be the end of our lives.
That's why,
We're all
yeah.
gonna die.
Did you see that tweet where like that lady, she was flying on a plane, and when she went to the airport gate, literally she didn't have to give anyone her ticket. It just scanned her face and she was allowed to go on. And no one told her, like, it was like she could opt out of it if she wanted to, but like no one said anything to her. Like it was just something there because they already have your picture.
And your passport and your ID and stuff. Oh my god.
Like,
I don't like that.
Yeah, I didn't like that either, and I guess a lot of people didn't either
That's
because they got a lot of
impossible
attention.
for any fugitive to ever get to Canada.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
but-
just over now. That's not gonna happen.
And one of the things that I think will help, like, the only way for people to give up their privacy is that they gotta want it, right? So why wouldn't you want more security in places like airports when terrorism's seemingly on the rise?
Yeah.
If you're a good person, right? If you don't have anything to hide, that's gonna be the argument.
I get that, but not only that, yeah.
That's gonna be the argument. If you don't have anything to hide, don't worry. You don't have to worry about
It's not just that. Like, what if you have something to hide in the future that you don't know about yet?
Yeah.
Like,
it. I guess just don't do crimes.
it's just like it's also because like it sounds stupid, but everybody's doing it. If everything is so easy for everybody else, why are you gonna be the one person that is like, oh well, I don't like if everybody in 10 years has their whole house controlled by Google Homes,
Yeah.
why are you gonna be the one person that goes home and turns on your lights yourself? You're not. Like, you know what I mean? It's just
Yeah,
like it
it's-
becomes a trend and everyone follows it because it's easy and it's convenient. So then everybody does it, and now
Especially as like time goes on,
Google
everything's
controls
just
the
gonna be
world.
cheaper. Oh yeah, Google. I feel like
it is going to be cheaper because they're going to come out with more stuff that knows how to do more things, and you're going to want that, but you're only going to be able to afford a Google Home for every room.
yeah. And they have like the smaller version that's cheaper than that, which is like $50 or something.
Does it still do the same stuff?
Yeah, it does pretty much the same stuff. It's just a smaller speaker, and so it's not as loud and all.
Yeah.
But really, that's fine. If you want to buy a bunch of them, that's the best option you could probably do.
That's true.
My mom has the small one.
So you have two?
We have mine up here, but we don't really connect because she just uses her for her TV and her room, and this is just,
Did you help her?
yeah, a little bit. She kind of needed help.
No, yeah. My mom, I don't know if my mom wants one of them or not, but like, I can't have that in my house.
Yeah.
I really can't. Like, if she wants one, that's cool, but she has to keep it in her room. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't have anything to hide either, but
If I had a thermostat, I would definitely do it because that'd be awesome. I could just be like, hey, set it to 75 degrees or whatever.
no, yeah, that's kind of cool. I do like that, but still.
And it works anywhere in the house because it's Wi-Fi based. So anything, it's all connected through Wi-Fi. Like your lights would be connected through Wi-Fi, and so you do kind of need a decent internet connection because it could kind of slow down a little bit, but it's fine.
I don't like that.
So you could like be downstairs and you could be like, oh, I forgot to pause my show, but let me just do that on my phone real quick, and it'll be.
No, that's cool, but I just don't like how your lights are controlled by Wi-Fi.
Yeah. I know it seems like a waste.
You know how like you have to pay your electricity bill by like how much you use? Imagine if like That's what Wi-Fi was like. Yeah, and like electricity and like heat and stuff like that, you pay by like how much you use that
That
month.
would suck.
Yeah.
Because people use a lot. Like that's the whole point of Wi-Fi, so you don't.
Have to,
Yeah, because that's why people get off their data. Yeah.
But still, like, can you imagine? Because everything in your house, even not even just you, but like everybody's smart TVs and stuff like that. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad that's not how it works. What is this?
So, I don't know if you saw. Have you saw that dude in the bagel store, the bagel boss guy? He was raging.
No.
Oh my god, this is gonna be awesome. All right, so to listen to it, grab the big headphones. Yeah, you're only gonna be able to listen to it because I still have to get like a headphone splitter to have multiple headphones. But for now, wrong side. Left. The wire goes on the left side.
Why does it matter?
Because it goes from.
Okay. I can't hear you anymore.
It's okay. All right, so just look at this video because this was this viral video that was going around. Can you hear it?
Is it okay for women to say, oh, you're 5 feet on dating sites? You should be dead? That's okay?
Who said that to you here? Nobody.
Women in general have said it on dating sites. You think I'm making that shit up? Everywhere I go, I get the same fucking smirk with the biting lip. Shut your mouth. You're not God or my father or my boss. Dude, you want to step outside? You want to step outside? Huh? I'm not scared of you, pal. You shut up, too. No, go ahead and attack me, Vic.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I just wanted bagels. I recorded the whole thing.
Yes, that's yeah. You got some questions because there's a lot.
What started that?
Yeah.
Why did he start screaming in the first place?
God, this dude. So he said that he was just trying to order some bagels or whatever, and that the lady wasn't understanding his order. And he said that she was like smirking or something. And I guess he thought that they were making fun of his height. So this dude's very obviously insecure about his height.
He's clearly like 5 foot tall because that guy looks just like a regular guy that attacked him, and he's twice his size, but he doesn't look like he's like a midget. You know what I mean? He looks like he's still like a regular, like he's still like a.
He's just short.
Yeah,
he's just
short, but like
shorter than average.
So he started to scream about women.
Yeah, so I guess he has a lot of history, built up issues with the female gender.
For women to say, oh, you're 5 feet on dating sites? You should be dead? That's
You
okay?
should be dead. Who said that to him?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like, well, who said that? But that wasn't the end of this story. There have been so many updates with this dude because they have been finding him. They've been interviewing him.
Did anybody get in trouble for that fight?
No, the cops were called, but the guy ran, like he left before they were able to.
Well, he said, "Go ahead and attack me."
Yeah.
Why is that not legal?
Yeah, I know.
If someone's like, "Yeah, go ahead, attack me," what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Not attack them? Like they challenged you.
So this was the first interview that I saw after this happened, and with him, yeah.
His anger
Yeah, this is what happened afterwards.
Working the counter.
Like, there was still a little bit more.
Just look at this customer's bemused reaction. The crazy video took place here at Bagel Boss in Bayshore, Long Island.
He was degrading us
Oh, he's Italian.
as women. And that's
That
not
makes
right.
sense.
The video exploded on social media with 21 million views on Twitter alone.
Shut your mouth. You're
So who's the guy who sure seems to have issues about his height? We've learned his name is Chris Morgan, and here he is. He spoke to
Look,
Inside
they found
Edition
it.
producer Allison Hall.
Do you think
They
that
got the tallest woman reporter they could find to interview him.
all of these strangers,
Why not?
public, innocent people
Why not?
around?
Why not? What do you mean take it out? And you're acting like I committed mass shooting or something. That guy, twice my size, that women love, the bullies, attacked me.
He was quickly done talking.
You know what? I don't really, no offense, I don't really like you that much, so this interview's over.
It turns out he's posted
See,
videos
so-
of other nasty confrontations about his height on his YouTube channel. Here he is at a convenience store.
I come in here to get a coffee, and this jackass right here asks me what is my height.
In a bar,
Bragging on a midget, right?
in his neighborhood.
And you threaten to punch a guy that's half your size?
Now comes the most
All right,
epic
well-
battle.
So he thinks that because he's short, he can do whatever he wants because nobody should attack him because
I
they're
guess-
bigger than him. That's
guess
not
so.
how it works.
I guess so. So
But they shouldn't have sent a female reporter at all.
that's so if you notice, he was like, you could say he was pretty short with her, and then next thing you know, I saw another interview with him, and this time with a man, and you can completely tell his attitude is so different when talking to her.
He clearly hates women. Why would
Yeah.
they send a woman in the?
They definitely did that just to be like a little slight, like "F you," like that is. Oh my god, they sent the tallest woman reporter.
All right,
But-
tell me in
I'm
your
right.
own words what happened
Look, they
yesterday
just-
morning.
See, 9 minutes
Same
compared to
thing that's
that
happening all my
2-minute
life.
video.
People think they're better than you because
A
they're
30
taller than you,
second.
whatever. And I went in basically to.
But I'm not gonna keep you with the whole thing.
When you add all that up, I snap. So I fell on the ground. He put his knee on my back. He took my shirt over like this, and I had about. I said,
What
"What?"
are you still
You know.
talking about?
And he told me about the whole thing, bullying. It's going to end. I'm going to end it today. I'm the current prophet. I'm the
Yeah,
current
no, this
Martin
dude-
Luther
this
King.
dude's crazy.
And if nobody likes it, too bad. I'm
Yeah,
not
he was
tolerating
saying
it
some
anymore,
crazy
and nobody else
stuff.
should,
He was
for
saying
that
that
matter.
he's like the
If
current
anybody had a
prophet
kid
or
in
something
school
like
and they were
that.
tolerating that, and a guy double your size who won't let you up is suffocating you, that's where I draw the line.
So you're saying you're the victim of bullying?
Oh yeah. Mind games, being used, bullying, it's over. I'm not taking it anymore. There are other things that recently happened to me. I was living in one apartment. The guy didn't tell me he foreclosed. 2 weeks later, I'm living in my van by choice. But this
What'd
has
he
been
say?
going on all my life, and
Oh.
the manipulation,
Oh
the
yeah. The
dishonesty,
fact it came out that this dude lives
I'm-
in his
I'm
van,
just sick of it.
and he goes on to say like complaining about how women use him for his money. Like, you live in your van. How the
Well, he literally said right before that he was like, yeah, like something about his landlord told him he has 2 weeks to get out, and he was like, now I'm living in my van by choice. How is that by choice? Oh, this is him too.
Well, let me ask you,
Yeah,
based
it's him
on some of
too.
the other
'Cause they-
videos, I
they
just want to ask you
found
point
out
blank to your
he lives in a
face,
trailer
are
park,
you
and they found out where he
misogynistic?
lives. So now mad reporters
What
just
does
go
that mean?
there.
Like
Like-
egotistical?
No, like just.
Oh wait, I think
you
this
feel
is the
certain way you feel
yeah.
negatively about women.
I won't lie. Most of them, yeah, because I don't trust any of them.
Yeah.
Is that because of experiences you've had in your life?
Yes,
Okay.
that's a given, my man.
Let me just ask: are you homophobic?
Gays don't bother me. I can hang out with them. Just like, don't touch me, especially in the private parts.
Okay,
And I
la-
don't have a problem.
Lastly, would you consider yourself racist?
No, I have black friends.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, if somebody upsets me and he happens to be black or steals from me, then yeah, I mean that word
Or
goes out of my
steal
mouth.
Yeah,
something.
Are you?
But one guy that was supposed to come back.
Oh my god, this
that
dude is a
was-
character.
But he's black. He hangs out with me. I know a lot of people. in this
He's
town.
black. he
Are you?
hangs out
So
with
let me
me.
ask
Yeah.
you: what is your ideal woman? What is the type of woman you're actually looking for?
You mean looks and everything?
However
Or the
you
whole
want
thing?
the whole package. What is your ideal
Educated,
woman?
not a greedy bimbo. Somebody.
Do you
that
think he was gonna
works.
say not a slut?
A greedy bimbo.
Do you think he was gonna say not a slut? Because I thought that's what he was gonna say right there.
Oh, yeah.
When he was like not a.
I feel like greedy bimbo is not that much better. Okay,
Yeah.
I hate when people are like, "Are you racist?" and they're like, "No, I have black friends." Because, if somebody asked me that, like, "Are you racist?" I just say no.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
Like,
You don't, if you're really, really like 100%.
You don't have to
not
prove that
racist,
you're not
You don't
racist.
have to prove it. And also, I do actually have black friends, and I don't think about them as black.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
just my friends. I'm never like, oh, well, like, he's black, and she's black, and she's black.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
yeah, I'm not racist. Like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
You should just be like, yeah, no. That's it. That's like,
Yeah.
Tips from Katiera if y'all wanna prove.
I pointed at the one guy, and he was like, yeah, him.
Yeah,
We're
he's my
friends, and
friend.
he's black. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, that was the clip that I was telling you about.
So he's basically just an angry ass person
Yeah.
because he doesn't like most women because he doesn't trust them
I guess.
because they're greedy bimbos.
Yeah.
But then he also, he's okay with gay people as long as they don't touch him, especially the private parts. I can't even imagine what comes out of his mouth
Oh,
if he says the special word when he's
yeah,
around
no.
black people
Yeah.
that steal and
Mhm.
make him mad.
But yeah, this dude, I don't know. He's obviously got some problems and a lot of built up rage.
They should get him help.
Yeah, but what can they do? He's a grown man, right? They can't really do anything unless he's violent.
Like,
And he was the one that was attacked.
yeah, but
I know he's all up in everyone's face and but I don't think he can do anything because.
no, they should get him like a therapist.
Well, you can't do that because it has to be voluntarily, unless he starts hurting people.
They should pay for him and be like, hey, this is a free therapist for you. It's the best one in America. Do you want it? And he'd probably say no, but like, I don't know. I feel like they should force it.
I heard he actually like got some weird out of this whole situation. He got this crazy like deal to fight some guy. So
For money?
I guess so, yeah. So he's gonna be fighting someone. Apparently, he was. I don't know where I saw it on somebody's.
Somebody was probably like, you have a lot of built-up anger. Let's get that out.
I guess.
Let's get that out. Oh my god. But you can't tell me like Ellen or Oprah or someone important didn't say that and wasn't like, hey, let's help this guy. Well, they help everyone else, so.
Yeah, well, I doubt they would help him because he's racist, homophobic.
No, yeah, he's a terrible person. But they should fix it. They should fix it. If they want to give gay people shock therapy, they can't offer something for this person.
It's crazy. That's still a thing too in like some states. Like it's not even completely illegal. Did you know that? In some states like shock therapy is still allowed.
Mike Pence?
I think he believes in it.
Doesn't he want it to be like mandatory? Like,
Probably. I don't know too much.
isn't that painful?
Hell yes, electric bolts right into your brain.
Why would that make someone not gay? I don't understand. Like, why would that make somebody not gay anymore?
I don't know the exact reason they had it, but I would just assume it was to try to rewire your fucking brain to make it work differently just by putting electric.
You have to rewire someone's brain to make them have a different preference about something. Is it really that serious?
Have you watched American Horror Story?
None of the new ones. I watched
Like Asylum.
I watched Murder House, Asylum, and Coven.
I remember when they like made her like they gave her that IV with to make her throw up whenever she saw.
Yes, I do remember that. I forgot about that because I watched that when I was like 15.
Yeah.
But oh my god, yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, people did crazy just to.
Didn't that take place in like the like a really long time ago? Yeah. I mean, not that that makes it completely okay and everything.
Well, no, but that's when I was like really
That's when it was like.
in his popularity. I would say the peak of his popularity, and they would do lobotomies and because they thought that would work.
What does that mean?
They put like a spike, like an ice pick, underneath your eyelid into your skull, and then like it jangles up your frontal lobe, which like controls like your behavior and shit like that. Which is why people would just be like, not even them anymore. Like they would just be dumb and calm and because they were like barely alive pretty much. But yeah, they would like go in there and scramble.
Behind your eye.
Yeah, like they would like lift your top,
Oh no.
put it in there, yeah, and then just hit that.
Oh my god, that's terrible. That's no, yeah, I don't care. Nothing. I don't care what's wrong with me. No.
Yeah, and I don't think like it was with anesthesia or anything like that. It was just straight.
Nope, you would have to
Sit
kill me
down,
first.
sit
You would
down.
have to kill me before I did that.
They
Absolutely not.
strap you down and shit. Like it's an asylum. It's like they're not gonna make you move. You don't have a choice.
Oh my god, that's terrible.
Yeah, and then they just chalk it up to you're crazy and all that.
Well, like yeah, because back in the 50s, didn't they consider you to be crazy if you were like homosexual?
They thought it was a sickness that they could heal. That's why they were doing all that.
It's literally a preference.
But I feel like the reason they thought this worked is because people would just say it worked so that they would stop getting the treatment. Yeah. Or maybe it did make in a way work, like when they saw those images or whatever and they would throw up, but like I wouldn't say it would work all the time. Maybe it would just be from like PTSD, that type of thing. Like it'd be out of fear. It wouldn't actually be a complete revolt. Like they would still have those feelings. They would just fear would be incorporated with them as well. I would assume. I'm not a doctor or anything, but it's clear that doesn't work. So who knows the actual effects that it had on people.
That's disgusting. Yeah. I hate that. I don't see why anyone cares. Like, why does anybody care?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I know, like what people do and
like why should it matter to you if someone else is gay?
yeah.
That's literally
It's really just I think religion's really been the biggest factor in why people hate it so much. I know.
Don't get me started on that because that's not okay.
Yeah.
I feel like that's watered down now though. Like not that.
Okay,
I feel like that is water.
That is water.
No, I feel like people like religion obviously is still a reason that people are homophobic, but it's not as bad now. Like not that it's not as bad because there's still some that just can't adjust, but like hopefully they'll all die off eventually, and everyone will just be accepting, and everyone can just love whoever they want because it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I would say like we're in a pretty good point in our history. Like obviously it still has room to grow, but we're pretty good right now. Like how a lot of gay people can come out and be free and not have to really worry about it. I mean, sure, it's not the same for everyone because there's different.
This is a major change in subject. And speaking of us being in a good place in history, did you see this on Twitter? Our Earth is like 20% greener than it ever has been.
Oh, nice.
Or something like that because, oh my gosh, where is it? I'm going to try to find it.
Okay.
People, ever since, you know how there's like 12 years until, like they say there's like 12 years till like the damage to the Earth is irreversible.
Yeah.
Well, like, people heard that and they went and it was India, Russia, and another country. They went and planted billions of trees. They just got thousands of people to plant billions of trees. And now when they sent like a satellite up to space to look back at the Earth, and it's like so much greener than it has been in such a long time. So that's awesome.
America needs to get on that.
Yeah, we didn't. I don't think we contributed to that.
No, I don't think we did. Because right now the Trump does not believe in climate change. So no serious climate action is going to go through as long as he's president.
There's proof.
He doesn't believe in that. He said he doesn't believe anything that doesn't come from Republican scientists. Yeah.
Like scientists that are Republican.
Yes.
Like ones that he trusts. Like ones that he trusts. And some have, there have been a good amount of Republican scientists that he's not associated with saying like, yeah, no, this shit's real.
Just because he's not associated with them, he doesn't trust them.
Yeah. Fake news and all that. Yeah, I don't know. People don't believe in climate change. And
Well, when he gets out of office in 2020,
if
and Bernie Sanders is in office, he'll do
hopefully
something. I don't even know who's running. I just know Bernie Sanders and probably Trump.
well, I don't know because in the last debate, a lot of people were saying that Bernie wasn't doing that well, and he wasn't even like the top one there. A lot of people thought Kamala Harris was doing well. I didn't watch the debate, so I can't say.
Who's that? Isn't there a woman running?
That's the woman.
That's the woman.
Yeah, there's multiple women going up for it, but we don't know who's gonna be the candidate yet.
Mexican or like Hispanic?
She's something. I don't know what she is.
I think we need her. I don't know anything about her, but she's a woman. Is she Democrat?
Yeah, she's coming.
We need her because she will stop all that concentration camp shit at the border, hopefully,
Yeah.
because if anyone's going to understand how fucked up that is, it should be a Hispanic woman who could help that, and then maybe, abortion can be legal again.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
It's not there yet. I honestly think, I don't know if I talked to you about it, but I've said before that I think this is all along, like they're going in for the long game. I don't know what the to say, but that's all.
What do you mean?
So all these states that are making abortion illegal, right? It doesn't go into effect right away, especially if corporations and stuff, like I can't remember what organization is doing it, but if people sue, if they sue them because of the bill that gets passed and all that, it puts it on hold. That's why it's still legal right now. And but eventually, if it gets far enough, right, they can't come to a conclusion, right, or whatever, it could go to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court is now more a Republican majority. And they could overturn Roe v. Wade on a national scale.
So that means that in all of America.
Yeah. They could get rid of it, yeah. And then it would be up to the states.
Women are gonna die.
Oh, yeah.
Women are gonna die because they're gonna try to do home abortions.
Yeah, it's definitely going to go on the rise.
When we were in school in independent living, they were talking about how women drink things like Windex
Like bleach
and bleach, to try to do a home abortion. Women are going to die because they're not going to know what to do, and kids are going to get pregnant. 15, 16-year-old girls are going to get pregnant, and they're not going to want to know what to do. They're not going to want to tell their parents. They're going to, oh my God.
Yeah, especially if, like, Republicans can get, like, everything they want, which I don't think would be possible. Like if they had abstinence-only education everywhere, and abortions were illegal.
Where is abstinence-only
In
education?
a lot of the South states.
What does that mean? That you learn in school you don't have sex till you get married and that's it?
Yeah, you don't learn about
That's
like
what they teach you?
like they don't teach you. That's what they tell you, but they don't even teach you like having sex makes a baby, that type. And so that's why that's why in those states that have abstinence only, teenage pregnancy is the highest.
That's so unrealistic. Why is that even allowed?
Because religion. That's the main thing. Why? Because you're supposed to wait.
Okay, so at like a Catholic school, that's cool.
Yeah,
At a Catholic school, that's fine because you choose to go there. It's not a public school. You don't go there by district. You pay to go there. You choose to go there, and that's what you want your kids to learn.
Yeah, but I guess in these states it's because it's up to the states whether or not they want that type of education.
Why? We're united.
Yeah, well,
We're United States. Everything should just be the same. And in the states, in the majority of the states, abortion is legal, right?
legal. Like yeah.
Currently.
Yeah.
Okay, so it should be legal everywhere.
It's legal everywhere right now. It's just
Forever.
well, not forever, because if these bills get passed, then it'll stop being legal in those
Are
states.
they gonna get passed before Trump's out of office? The bills.
Who knows? I don't know the exact time when, because of the fact that they're suing. Who knows when? And court takes.
The governor of Alabama is a woman.
Yeah, and she let it go through.
I get that she's like
Because she's Republican.
110 and Republican, but like
That's why it's all about party. It's not, politicians. It doesn't matter.
I get that,
about
but
party.
oh my god, you'd think like okay, so I completely disagree with the fact that men are the ones that make decisions about abortions. I mean, whether or not that they're in charge or not, I don't think they should be allowed to make those decisions because a man's
They
never
don't
been like,
understand.
oh my god, I think I might be pregnant. What am I gonna do?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exact- yeah.
That thought has
can't
never
even be-
crossed a man's mind.
I can't even begin to imagine, like, in that type of situation, especially like, I would say our age is still pretty crazy to get pregnant, because nobody knows what the is going on still, and like
That's how I feel.
babies take a ton of to raise,
And money.
money,
A lot of
time,
money, a lot of time, yeah.
money, and right now, man, we're underpaid. like
I-
generations are getting more and more underpaid.
I think having a baby at 18 or 19 is not something I would do, but that's what some people want to do. Then if you're financially and mentally ready for
Well,
that,
yeah.
I mean, whatever, do your thing. But either way, I just don't think men should be the ones that get to make.
Yeah, but not everyone's
Laws for
situation is the
women.
same. So like those who,
It just makes me.
benefit from it
It
could
just
be
makes
able
me
to
so mad that woman. What was she, the governor of Alabama? That state actually had a female governor.
Yeah, and it went through.
And she thought that it would be that she thinks that should be a good idea,
Yeah.
that abortion should not, that she actually, like, as a woman, like, what, how is that?
I know it's because like I feel like I think mostly it has to do with party. Also, you could fool yourself into thinking that it's not a complete ban, because it's technically not a complete ban, because they have that 6-week limit, but that's before like anyone even knows they're pregnant. But that's their argument. Like it's not a complete ban.
No, isn't it in some of the states a complete ban?
I don't know. Most of the ones I've heard have like some time, like some limit, like some amount of weeks before. After 6 weeks, you can't do it anymore.
Oh, isn't that called like
the heartbeat,
the
yeah.
heartbeat thing? Yeah.
So it's whenever a heartbeat is detectable. So maybe it's not even 6 weeks. If the heart develops sooner or later than that, who knows? But I don't know how long it takes for babies to develop. But yeah, 6 weeks I guess is when, on average, it happens, which is why that's the case.
A lot of people that actually plan to get an abortion, like people that actually would get an abortion are people that don't want to get pregnant, and they're the people that don't know that they're pregnant until way after 6 weeks because
Yeah,
they weren't
exactly.
planning on getting pregnant in the first place.
Exactly.
If you're trying to get pregnant, you're going to know you're pregnant as soon as you're pregnant because you're going to check
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
time, and you're not going to want an abortion.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make sense. Men are involved in having a child too, but men don't have an
Yeah, men-
obligation.
exactly.
Women, in a way, have an obligation, even if it's not like a...
Like a dad can like leave the child with the mom, and then that's fine. But
And,
if the mother
technically-
abandons their child, then
and a woman could give a child away too. They could give it to, they could put it up for adoption or give it to a friend or whatever.
Yeah.
But like,
the foster care system is already like
but, like,
overburdened
women
and
have,
not
like,
even
an
good.
emotional obligation to not do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I understand
It's
that
like a
that's
different type of connection.
that's nobody's fault, but I'm pretty sure everybody understands that. And I know that there's some women that are the ones that leave, and men end up raising kids on their own. But still, it's statistically that happens way less.
Yeah,
Because women are emotionally attached to babies the second they're born.
9 months
And
in your
everybody
fucking
knows
body.
that. Everybody knows that. You know what I mean?
You know, there's like some. I hate the American healthcare system because I saw there's like some. There might be like some places where they charge you extra for you to like hold your baby right after birth, because it's like, yeah, I know. I saw like somebody posted their bill and it was like skin to skin is what they called it, and they charged them like a little bit.
I saw that on Twitter. And their hospital bill for having a baby was like...
It's crazy. Like,
yeah.
that's why a lot of people are doing home births and shit like that, doulas and whatnot.
That's too dangerous.
I mean, we've been doing it for thousands, millions of years, even,
I
you know?
know, but like... Yeah, but just because
No,
we've been
that's a
doing it
girl.
doesn't mean it wasn't dangerous.
Well, yeah, no.
You know what I mean? Just because people always do it doesn't mean that's not a huge health risk.
Humans have like a really high risk of dying during birth.
Yeah.
And we don't really know why. Like, our heads are so big compared to to fit
To,
through
like,
the
a cat.
vagina. Like, compared to other animals, like, humans are one of like the toughest births to...
Exactly. People can't just do that at home. Like, I mean, they can, but like, think about it. If you're like doing it strictly because hospital bills are too expensive, chances are
crazy.
you're not the type of person that's like, oh, studied that your whole life, and you're like, oh yeah, I want to have a home birth. Like, you don't want it, because some people want to do that because it's more natural and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But that's more okay in my head because I feel like they really know what they're doing and they're really like into that kind of herbal natural
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So like they know what they're doing. But like I feel like when people are like, well, I can't afford this, they literally just have a baby at home.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's just, and that's not,
That's
it's not safe. Like I don't
No.
know.
No, especially 'cause if you don't do it right, it's unsanitary, and then...
Yeah, that's true too, and that's bad for the baby. Doesn't, what is it, Sweden that has the best healthcare system?
I think maybe
Or the
Norway or something like that.
Norway, I think it might. Well, okay, when I was in social psych, we learned a lot about how there's like no funding for American like mental health care. Like
Yeah.
mental, like there's like, you know, funding for like other shit.
It's not like.
But like for mental health, like
Yeah.
like, you know, I don't want to say like I don't want to say mental hospitals, but like the places that you go that help you be better. You know what I mean? They're so I guess it would technically be like a mental institution. Yeah, they're so underfunded. But in like places like Norway and Sweden, they she said are like that's like their top priority because and their suicide rate is like
Is it low or like...
it's like the lowest in the entire world because
Because of that.
there's such amazing like mental health care. It's like they actually help you when you need them to help you. And here it's like, I don't know, call the suicide hotline and they're like, hey, how can I help you? And you're like, I don't know. And they're like, I don't know.
Yeah, no one likes talking about it. And like in the U.S., it's a stigma. It's like more of a put it away type of thing. And I feel like even more like with social media, it's gonna be more prominent, right? Because you're gonna be putting your best face forward to everyone.
Well, yes, but at the same time, I don't really know how I feel about that because a lot of times in social media, some people are like, oh, I'm living my best life. You know what I mean? Even if they're not and they're really sad inside. They want to make it seem like they're. But at the same time on Twitter, every other tweet is, I want to kill myself. I'm depressed. Somebody hit me with a car. Somebody pay for my student loans so I don't have to kill myself. You know what I mean? Like, so...
Because it all depends. Twitter,
You know what I
like
mean?
Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that, and like Facebook they're different beasts, really.
Yeah, well, like on Instagram, people want to make everything seem like everything's
Perfect,
okay.
yeah.
But on on Finstas though, everybody tells you everything about their
But
life.
for the most part, those are like private stories in a way because like you don't have everybody. They're Finstas for a reason, right?
It's still not like your five best friends.
But Finstas are a relatively new thing, right?
I'd say like the past like 3 years.
Yeah, so like it hasn't been a crazy thing, and a lot of people still don't even know that they exist. And by people, I mean like old people, like parents and stuff. Like a lot of people
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
guess. Well, it was funny because I was watching Law and Order, and they were talking about how this girl was
She had a fake account or whatever.
she was like raped and murdered or whatever, and they were like, well, does she have any social media we don't know about, like a Finsta? And like she said it on Law and Order. I was like, oh, it's a big deal now.
Yeah, I guess so.
I just thought that was funny because offenses are something that nobody talks about.
Yeah.
Like, not teachers. Nobody knows what offense is. I don't know why. Everybody has one.
Yeah, no, right? Like you'd think it would be leaked out by now, like because there's always somebody. There's always
Yeah.
somebody to tell everybody in the news, you know.
Yeah, I don't know why that's not a big. I guess it's cool that it's low key,
Yeah.
but like,
I guess you know what I think it is. Maybe it's because people only add people they trust, so then you won't know.
that's true.
And if you have a Finsta, you don't want anyone knowing about your Finsta, so you don't tell anyone you don't trust, right? So say I never gave you my Finsta, you would never know about it because I never gave it to you. I mean, sometimes they do come up as recommended, but you know, people use fake names and all the times.
Yeah, and like
Nobody would know.
not a lot of people's Finsta names has their actual name in it,
Yeah.
or if it does, it's like
It's
a play on words or like something.
Yeah, and it could be any fucking Tyler or whatever, you know, like.
yeah, exactly. They're not like, yeah, I don't know. I guess that's a good thing though. That's kind of like cool because that's sort of like we control it because it is only people we trust
Yeah.
unless you make a mistake.
And like
Private Snap stories are becoming more of a main thing.
so
how long do you think it's gonna be till Instagram has a private story?
Yeah, that's a good question because they always copy things. Everyone hated on like the Instagram stories when it first came out, but now
YouTube has stories now.
yeah, YouTube
That
f***ing has
is-
stories.
That is so bizarre to me. Where's my Instagram?
I don't even use it. I hate that stuff.
No, I don't see. What would you put on your YouTube story?
No, like I don't even look at them. Like other people,
Oh my god, no, me either.
like I don't look at my subscribers or anything like that.
I just think that's a weird thing. I don't like how every social media app's slowly becoming the same.
Yeah. I don't know how much we can really do more. Like there's a big conversation a while ago talking about how there's not really a lot of different social medias. You know, everything's really controlled under a few things. Like Facebook owns Instagram and Facebook, so
Facebook owns Instagram.
Facebook owns Instagram. Yeah.
Does Mark Zuckerberg get money from Instagram then?
Hell yeah. He owns it, so it's all his. And then you got Twitter, all right, and then YouTube, which is Google. So
Oh yeah, I guess so because it's connected through your Gmail. Don't you have to have a Gmail in order to use YouTube? You can't just use like a Yahoo account.
yeah,
Never thought about that because I just have a Gmail.
exactly. I feel like Google would be the one to control the internet space, but I feel like Disney is gonna be the corporation to control the entertainment space because Disney owns everything.
Isn't Disney pulling everything out of Netflix and making their own streaming service?
Yep, and I'm signing up for that shit because it has so much, and there's gonna be so many new shows that they're dropping, especially with Marvel and stuff, and you know I love that stuff. So they're dropping a lot of.
Marvel is Disney.
Yeah.
I always forget that. I don't know why because Disney owns everything, so I don't know why I ever forget.
Like,
Netflix is gonna have nothing because think about it. All of these, I mean, not just.
Everybody's gonna be making their own.
Everybody wants their own streaming service
That's
because
why-
Disney pulled that off, and then Friends is getting taken off. The Office is getting NBC or whatever that's making their own streaming service with The Office and stuff.
Yep.
Everybody's gonna want that because I follow a lot of Office meme accounts, and everybody's like, the only reason I have Netflix is for The Office. Like a lot of people say that. So
And Netflix is getting way too expensive, and I feel like Disney Plus might even be more worth it than Netflix because Disney's supposed to be like $6 a month.
what all would be on that? All the Disney movies,
Yeah, all
right?
the Disney
And then the
movies,
Disney
Marvel.
shows.
Yeah,
Do you think they'd have like the old Disney shows?
That's what I'm
I'm hoping for. I have no idea. I
That
haven't
would
heard
be
anything,
cool.
but I'm hoping to see
I
some
wish
That's So
Nickelodeon
Raven
would do that.
or something. They probably will eventually. They might be waiting to see if Disney's does well, you know. And I feel like Disney's definitely going to do well
Well,
because there's diehard fans like me. Because like they're
and for kids.
yeah.
Like, think about it. Anybody that has kids
That is true. Yeah.
is going to want that streaming service because they're not going to want to keep having to buy movies. You know what I mean? Because kids watch the same movie over and over and over again every single day.
Yeah.
Did you see that thing that somebody watched the B movie 357 times
yeah.
and they like Netflix reached out to her and was like, "Hey, are you okay?"
Yeah. No,
And she was like,
kid.
"Yeah, it's because I have a kid." Like, yeah, everybody that has a small kid, because think about it. You have a kid that's 2, you're going to get the Disney streaming service. You're going to keep it till they're like, what, 13
Yeah,
or some
yeah.
shit like that? Like, yeah, that's going to be a great thing.
And
They own so much stuff. Like not only for kids. Like that's I feel like that's one of the reasons why they got Marvel. They got Star Wars. It's because they wanted to get the adult base as well. And they also have ABC. You know, the network, TV network, ABC Family. So like Modern Family, I think, is on there, and like
How I Met Your Mother and stuff. I think.
is that on there?
I think so.
So then I guess that too.
I feel like once they have a streaming service, they're going to put out a lot more stuff for adults.
Oh yeah.
Probably. Just to like.
Oh, does They just Marvel just had their Comic-Con panel thing where they announced a whole bunch of Disney Plus shows and movies that are gonna be coming out in the next few.
I don't know what all is through Disney. I know like
Like which companies?
I know like Lion King and stuff,
Yeah.
and all the Marvel movies are Disney, but I don't know what else Disney owns.
Yeah,
I really don't. I don't check.
Yeah, no, I don't check that. I only know the big ones like ABC and Star Wars, and
Probably way more stuff than that.
there's a lot of stuff that they have.
I thought that was illegal
No,
to create like an entire monopoly like that.
But it's not a monopoly because there's still other corporations that are in the entertainment space. So technically they're not, but there's like only a few big players.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I hope Nickelodeon does that because I like Disney, but if there was a Nickelodeon streaming service, I would not have the Disney.
I don't know if Nickelodeon's gonna be doing it soon because you know Avatar: The Airbender, Last
Yes.
Airbender. Nickelodeon is making a live action version of that on Netflix. That's gonna be coming out next.
Okay, I like the live action idea,
Yeah.
but not for every single movie.
Well, no.
I guess that depends on what.
It's just for that show. Like they're rebooting it.
But think about it, they're doing that with what Lion King,
Yeah.
that elephant movie.
Dumbo.
Yes. I never saw either of those, but
Me neither. Not yet.
like, yeah, and like I feel like I don't know. I didn't see the live action ones yet. I'm gonna go see the Lion King, but like I feel like they're not as good.
Well, no, I don't
Not
think
that
you
they're
can ever
not-
beat the
Not
classic.
that they're not as good, but like you know how people get obsessed over Disney
Yeah.
movies and stuff like that. Nobody's gonna like a live action version as much
Well, yeah.
if they're that attached. Because I know some people are
Well-
really attached to the Lion King. Because when I tell people I never saw the Lion King, they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, like how is that possible?"
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
like I just never put it in and watched it. Like I never really cared. And people get really upset about stuff like that. So I feel like they're not gonna like live action versions.
Yeah, but the reason Disney's doing this is because they're doing it for a whole new generation. That's why they're doing this. Lion King is gonna be the Lion King to a lot of kids, like how the animated one was for us.
Well, yeah, especially because like kids that were just born, you know what I mean, and they're never gonna see the original Lion King, and then when they do, that's gonna be like
That's
the
gonna be one they're gonna
old
wanna
Lion
watch.
King.
Yeah,
That's gonna be like the old one that like you know what I mean, that nobody watches because it looks weird because
Yeah,
it's not
it's
real
hard.
lions.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
that's so weird. Kids are gonna grow up thinking that like kids movies with animals are made with real animals.
Oh my god. Yeah,
Like
because
Dumbo.
CGI is so good now. Like
Yeah.
there's like
Well, no,
there's no
isn't there a good amount of actual animals in the Lion King?
I don't know about real animals.
I thought that was like the thing. I thought they were like, because didn't people get upset about that? They were like, yeah, we're using real animals. And people were like, please don't hurt them. And they were like, we won't. Like,
Yeah, I have no idea.
I-
I mean, maybe in the background and stuff like that, but I don't know. They obviously can't do it for the main characters.
because they have to talk and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like,
Maybe in the background.
I think there was something about the monkeys being real.
Oh, man.
I don't know how big monkeys are in the Lion King because I didn't see it. I don't know if they're a big part, but like, I think the monkeys are real, and I think that hog might be real.
Oh, I don't.
Isn't there like a big pig?
Yeah, but he's one of the main characters as well
Oh,
because
yeah.
he talks.
I don't know that.
They might have used them as like models to like.
Yeah,
They
maybe
did
it
do
was
that a
just
lot.
that. That would be cool. Well, remember like when the Xbox Connect thing came out, and you could like to play like Just Dance and stuff. You didn't need a Wii remote because they like track every
yeah.
single movement your body does. Couldn't they just do that
Oh,
with an
mocap.
animal? Like, yeah, couldn't they scan like a real animal?
Oh, I don't know about scan.
And then,
It's
like-
kind of hard to do. But I thought you were talking about mocap, like how they put suits on people. I thought you were gonna say like put suits on the animals so that they could capture their movements.
Oh
I was
my
like, I don't know how that would
that's-
work.
Well, no, that's not exactly what I mean, but kind of like if they like recorded an animal with that technology where they can connect, like where they can monitor like every single movement it makes, couldn't they literally just use that image in a movie?
I guess, but like
Cause like
I think it'd just be easier to do whole CGI because you can make everything exactly how you want it to look.
yeah, well, like did you see how the new Toy Story what was it, Mr. Potato
Oh, yeah.
or whatever? He died. Like one of the main characters' voices, he died before like this.
Oh
new one
yes,
coming out, and they pieced
Yes.
together the entire movie.
they made a whole deep fake of his voice,
With using like pieces of his
Yeah.
voice from like
all his work and
well,
everything.
yeah.
And I thought that was insane. Because I didn't watch the movie, but I feel like you can't even tell. I feel like you can't even tell that he could have been there and you wouldn't know. Like technology is that good. Like
That's crazy.
deep fakes, it's gonna start getting to the point where we're not gonna know what's real and what's not
Yeah,
on the
well,
internet
did you
anymore.
see Shane Dawson put a video out about that.
About deep fakes.
Yes. Cause like he did it. Cause like any of us can do it. There's like
Yeah.
stuff online and it
Mhm.
sounds pretty real. You just record yourself saying like a few different sentences, and then it can make you say anything. And people are doing that with videos of Obama, of Trump, and they look so real. It doesn't even look like if you just saw that video and didn't know there was anything wrong with it, you wouldn't be like, this isn't real. You know what I mean? You would just believe it because it's a video of our president.
Exactly. Yeah, people have done it with Joe Rogan because he has like over 1,000 episodes of podcasts. So they just put like all the episodes through AI to capture his voice, and they created like an artificial Joe Rogan, and they can make him say anything really, and you can't even tell the difference.
I would be pissed. I never watched any of Joe Rogan's podcasts, but I watched he has 2 stand-ups on Netflix, and he was, the Fear Factor guy.
Yeah.
I like Joe Rogan. I think he's awesome.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of podcasts. Like, I don't know if you know who Bobby Lee is, but he has a podcast. He's this comedian as well. He has a podcast called Tiger Belly, and watching his podcast has like helped me like be more honest with people, and like because everything in his life is like an open book. He just tells everyone everything pretty much. He talks about all the crazy shit that he's having in his life.
Well, I guess you want to do if you're gonna do a podcast, then just go all in. Yeah. What's the point? I don't know. I feel like a lot of those people are stand-up comics.
Yeah. That's the...
Because, like, they're so used to just talking and talking and talking, you know what I mean? And just, like...
Yeah, a lot of comedians have podcasts because,
they're already funny.
It's their talent.
Just, like, literally... Because if you don't have a second person with you, like, because they wouldn't need one, because they're so used to just literally going on, talking straight for an hour by themselves.
There's this dude, Chris D'Elia, who has he
is my favorite stand-up comic. He has a podcast.
Yeah, he has a podcast called Congratulations.
How do I watch that?
And just on YouTube. And just look up his name.
Love Chris D'Elia.
His podcast is one of the only ones that I've seen where it's just him just talking. Like, it's just him by himself. He doesn't have a guest, and he makes it work. Like, he's funny. Another person that I like is Theo Vaughn. He's good. He has his own special as well.
I don't know who that is either. Is it on Netflix? Mm-hmm. Is it good?
Yeah, I like him. I want to go to his show. He's coming to PA in October, so I want to go to his show in Bethlehem. So
that's not far. Exactly. There's a lot of stand-up comics that go to the Strand and Penn State York. Oh. Wasn't Kevin Hart at Penn State York?
I have no idea.
Kevin Hart was somewhere really, really close here because my coworkers went.
I believe it because he's from Philly, so.
Oh, maybe it was in Philly. I don't know. I think it was at Penn State York for some reason. I don't know. I think that's awesome.
I mean, if 21 Savage can go to the West York College, then I feel like anything's possible. So.
I forgot about that.
You didn't go, right? Or did you?
No, I didn't go.
Okay, because I know it was Sue Meyer and Brooke that went, right?
Yeah, no, I didn't get invited.
That was before you were in the crew, though.
No, it wasn't. That's the thing. No, it wasn't. But it was. I mean, I was okay with not going because apparently he only sang like 5 songs. Yeah. Apparently, no one knew 4 of them. Yeah. And apparently, he was like 2 hours late. Yeah. And the tickets were $40. Yep. I went and saw Chief Keef. Granted, he did not show up. I went and saw Chief Keef, got a hotel and everything. He didn't ever show up, so I didn't see him.
Why? That's crazy.
It was in Reading, which is like an hour and a half. Like where it was like an hour and a half away because it was at a nightclub. So like I didn't have to get a hotel, but like the concert started at 9, and I figured it'd be over at like.
Yeah. No, I would have gotten a hotel.
I figured I'd be ready to leave at like 3, and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna get a hotel. So I got a hotel. I spent all this money. He did not show up. I was waiting there for 6 hours. I got there at like 8:45. I was there till like 3. Yeah, he didn't go. But either way, those tickets were only $25. Or like $28 a piece or something.
That's not that bad compared to that shit. What we had, there's this DJ there that we didn't even know. Like some dude from Pittsburgh.
At the 21 Savage thing? Yeah, Did you go?
Yeah, I went.
I didn't know you went.
Yeah. I was at the front row. I was like right at the front of the bar. I went with like Daniel and like a couple other people.
Oh. I didn't know that.
Yeah. And yeah, it was fucking awful because of that.
I can't believe you went. I don't know. That just doesn't seem like a you thing to go to. But like, yeah, was it that bad?
Yeah, I mean, like when he performed, it was fun, I guess. But like, again, nobody knew a lot of the songs, and because they were from his old album.
Why do artists do that?
I don't know.
They know. You can't tell me they don't know what people want to hear.
Yeah, I know. Like, we wanted the new one.
I think they try to do that because like some of their music that do as well. I think they want more people to hear it so that it gets more popular.
Maybe, yeah.
Cause like,
But that's not what everyone wants to hear, though.
oh yeah, cause you know how artists put out an album and then
It has the stars on it, which
yeah,
ones
and
are
then
popular.
like if that album doesn't do so well, they'll add one really popular single to that album, so then the sales of the album do better. I feel like that's what they do at concerts. I feel like they want people to be like, oh, I like that song, and then like look it up and then like buy it. But like nobody does that. All they do is get angry because it's not like every other 21 Savage song that everybody likes.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
But yeah, there was a DJ that was doing some basic DJing, you know, for like 2 hours, and then he showed up
well,
for like the last
that's what
little
made me-
bit.
okay, so when I went to the Chief Keef concert and I was waiting there for 6 hours, I wish it was just a DJ from Pittsburgh.
Oh wow, what happened?
It was live performers from the crowd. When they didn't like know what to do when he wasn't showing up, because like they kept thinking that he was showing up and they didn't know what to do, so they were like letting people from the crowd come up and like
Do
sing
stuff?
on the mic.
Oh no.
Yeah, for 6 hours. And it was like terrible. Like I didn't hear anyone that I was like, this is good. And like I thought there was gonna be someone that opened for him.
Oh,
So,
that would
like,
have been smart.
For a while, I thought that these people were opening for him and they were so bad. So it was like, what the f? But then I realized, no, these are because people from the crowd were like raising their hands and like going up. And I was like, oh my God, it's just people from the crowd. And they were like rapping about Reading.
Oh my god. What'd you say, like $25? That's what you get for 25
yeah,
bucks.
like, oh my God, I was so mad. I wanted the money back, but like it wasn't even that it wasn't even that much money. When I told people about it, they were like, oh, like email like Ticketmaster or whatever. Why? Like it was only $50, but no, he didn't show up.
Still, I would have. It's the principle that counts.
No, I know. Well, that's what pissed me off. I think he showed up at like 6 a.m.
What the?
And there was like a little bit of people still there waiting for him, but like after 6 hours, I was standing. I was exhausted. I was tired. I was thirsty, and it was a bar. So like I went up to the bar because you know you were allowed to go at any age, but like obviously you couldn't drink. And I was like, can I have like just a glass of water? Because you know a glass of water is $3. She was like, yeah, no glasses of water, bottles of water. It was like $11 or some shit. It was like ridiculous. I was like, okay, oh my God, I need to like just go. So we just went back to the hotel and went to sleep. And then went home.
Who'd you go with?
The next day. One of my friends.
Okay, okay.
And yeah, it was like a complete waste of time. I accomplished nothing. I didn't see Chief Keef. I drove like 60 miles total or like 70 miles total, and yeah. Oh no, yeah, I was pissed. So.
Oh, it sucks to hear that. I went to when I was in Dominican Republic. There was this show at the hotel we were staying at, and you know I thought it was like, you know, I sat down. I was like, I told my mom, if it's whack, I'm leaving. I'm going back to the hotel room. It wasn't that bad. All right, it was actually pretty interesting. It was, you know, they were doing their little dancing, you know, their music.
Oh, it wasn't like a concert thing. It was like a dancing thing.
Yeah, no, it was the people from the hotel that did it.
That's kind of cool.
And then like after they were done doing the little dancing and whatnot, they brought a bunch of couples up and they did like games and they had a competition and all that.
That's actually cool. Yeah, I don't think I would have minded that. Yeah, that's the thing. I wouldn't mind going to a show if it was like I really like step dancing.
Oh yeah.
I think those. Can remember how those people came to our school?
What people?
And did that like a huge group of people did like a step show at our school.
When was this?
I think it was when you still went to school.
I mean,
I think it was like 10th grade or something like that. I don't know. I think step dancing's cool. I would go to shows like that, but like I've never been to. I was like the first concert I was gonna go to, so I was like really excited. Oh, okay. But I did see Big Time Rush. That's a lie.
You went to see?
I saw Big Time Rush. Yes, that was the time of my life.
You were a Big Time Rush person.
I still am a Big Time Rush person. Oh, it's my Finsta bio.
Oh, okay. I watched the show when it was out.
Yeah, I mean, you listen to the music still.
No.
Me too. No, yeah, that was a way better concert. They showed up on time.
Yeah, I remember when Selena Gomez was at the York Fair and I got mad because my parents wouldn't take me.
Why wouldn't they take you?
They didn't want to pay for it.
Are York Fair tickets expensive?
I don't remember. It was like in 3rd grade or 4th grade or something like that. And
yeah, because that's where I saw Big Time Rush, obviously.
Oh.
Fair.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
I feel like a lot of Nickelodeon people go to the fair.
She was Disney.
Well, Jeanette McCurdy was there. She did a concert. I went to that for some reason. It was country music. I don't know why.
Are you serious?
Yes. She's a country singer, which I didn't expect. I was just like, oh, cool. Like,
Jeanette McCurdy. She's on iCarly.
Carly, I was like, okay, cool. And they were like, she's gonna sing, and I was like, that's weird, but all right. And she had on like cowboy boots and like a guitar.
Oh my
Yeah, no,
god.
it was really strange. And then they were doing a meet and greet at the end, and my dad was like, do you want to go meet her? And I was like,
Nope.
no. I was like, we can just go home. And he was like, are you sure? And I was like, yes. And he was like, okay.
She I think she has a YouTube channel now.
Good for her. Didn't they try to do a show called Sam and Cat and it didn't work?
Yeah.
With Ariana Grande. It's weird to think how far Ariana
Ariana Grande is a big f***ing deal. Everybody loves Ariana Grande.
she used to just be. I feel like maybe her time on Nickelodeon did help, and I feel like that audience grew up and then became her Ariana
Honestly, I
Grande
think so, too,
fans.
'cause her voice is amazing.
Oh,
Her voice is
yeah.
amazing, and I
It
feel
was
like
amazing on Sam and Cat. It
Well,
was
'cause,
amazing
like,
on Victorious.
Well, because I feel like Victorious was just like a show, and I feel like they put out an ad, and they were like, "Hey, if you can sing, or
Yes.
you're," and like, yeah, I feel like the like audition description was probably like, "If you have any talent, like if you have any special talent, if you can sing, if you can dance, just like come audition." And I feel like they were like, "Oh my God, she's amazing.
Yeah.
Let's make her a main character."
And it definitely helped with her career because that was the exposure she needed, really, especially with her skill.
I think so too, because she wasn't even the main character. Victoria Justice, and that's why
And
Victoria
everyone
Justice
hates her.
is sick.
Everyone
She's
hates
sick. You ever
her.
watch those videos?
Yes,
Where she talks shit on
she's
like,
annoying.
yeah. And everybody's like, hey, like, who do you think is the most talented? And she's like, all of us, but mostly me. And then everybody else is like, yeah, definitely Ariana Grande. And Victoria Justice is like, no, all of us.
Yeah.
Like,
I saw those videos. That's why I don't know when those were, but if she still does that, that's
probably.
yeah. I thought that was hilarious.
I don't know. I think Ariana Grande is pretty talented.
Oh yeah, she still has like a lot left in her career too. So she's just going up from now.
Yeah, 'cause
because
she's-
everything she releases just fucking sells.
I feel like well, that's the thing. I feel like her music is still good for like 13-year-olds. Because
Yeah.
it's still pop music, but like we can also listen to it and it's not weird because it's like, you know, like,
Yeah,
what's that
it's
one song?
music.
What's that one song that everybody likes? Thank You Next.
Oh yeah.
A lot of, that was somebody's senior quote.
Yeah.
Like in the yearbook. Like a lot of people,
I guess music just transcends age
Yeah.
when it comes out.
yeah, I feel like we can still listen to it. My mom likes that song. And like,
You ever listen to a song and you think about like a specific period of time?
yes, all the time.
You know what's really weird? What was it? Thrift shop reminds me of 6th grade.
Me
Every
too.
time I hear thrift shop,
Me
I always
too.
think of 6th grade.
Me
Like that year.
too.
Isn't that weird? Because that's when it came out.
Yeah, and it was a big, and Gangnam Style.
Oh yeah.
That reminds me of 6th grade too, because they used to play it at the pep rallies, and then
In the atrium and
and
stuff.
then everybody would do the dance.
Yeah.
Like, that Gangnam Style is the most viewed video on YouTube ever.
Not anymore.
What?
Yeah, it's been, it's not even like in the top 5 anymore, I think, or something like that.
What is now?
Oh, it's Despacito. 6.3 billion views.
Not even the Justin Bieber version.
It isn't?
No. It's the original version.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah,
I
it
think
got dethroned.
I felt like I knew that. Like low key. I feel like somebody told me that before.
Yeah, it was actually overtaken a couple times. Like I think like initially it was taken by When I See You Again with Khalifa when Paul.
Oh, yeah. Charlie Bit My Finger was a really popular one till
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah.
not that long ago. Like I know that's a really old video, but I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure that was like in the top 5 till like a
Okay.
few years ago.
Classic videos, classics. Did you see James Charles played Minecraft with PewDiePie?
Didn't watch it,
Well,
but like
no,
I
but-
saw it. Yeah, that's like the only video of James Charles I did
I was
not watch.
I was watching it. That motherfucker's nice. he's
really?
really good at Minecraft. I just spit on the microphone.
Well, he plays
He's really good at
yeah,
Minecraft. Yeah.
didn't he do like a Fortnite video too? Like he
Oh,
did
maybe.
that video with PewDiePie for his channel,
Okay.
and then he did a video for his channel, and they were playing something else. And I think he's good at something else too.
Yeah. I was so surprised.
He's funny too, isn't he?
I mean, yeah, he was alright. I mean,
I think he's funny.
when he was talking with PewDiePie, I thought it was pretty funny. And
Never watched a PewDiePie video.
He was
surprisingly good at like Minecraft.
I don't know why. I didn't expect that. Do you know who
I didn't
Antonio
expect him to
Garza
be
is?
there. No, I don't.
Oh, never mind. That's another
Gars?
Garza, Antonio Garza. She's another beauty guru, and she's like amazing at video games. She's good at like, what is Roblox?
Oh yeah, it's a game mostly for kids. I guess you could say the same about
She
Minecraft.
really likes.
but-
Well, she's really young. She's like,
Oh.
well, she's like 15. She's not super young, but she likes that game, and she's really good at Fortnite. And I don't watch her videos either, but like I read the comments just to see if she's good, and people are like, yeah, she's good.
Yeah, I guess you kind of have to be if you're gonna be making a living off of it, right? Or does she do it often, like regularly?
No, she just does like okay, so she does like makeup, and then she does this thing where like she lets people on Fortnite pick her makeup because she'll be like, okay, if this happens, I'll use this foundation, but if this happens, you know what I mean? And then she does her makeup that way. Yeah, it's cool. But oh my god, what was I gonna say?
You're talking.
Oh, Ninja. Do you watch Twitch?
No, I don't really watch Twitch that much.
I don't know. I felt like you'd be somebody that would watch.
Nah, I don't really watch
Tifu
Fortnite. No, hell no. I don't watch Fortnite or I don't watch any of the
I don't see
esports
how that's
people or
interesting.
anything like that.
How is it interesting to watch someone else play a game?
People watch football, don't they?
Wow. I don't. But
Well,
like,
but
yeah.
you can understand it now when you say it like that.
That's
People
weird. I
watch
never thought
sports
about
now.
it like that.
Yeah.
It's just people watching sports. It's the same thing, and people are starting to consider esports like a big thing,
What's that?
like competitive gaming. Like they have tournaments with like people with.
Oh yeah. That's
Yeah.
like a serious thing.
Yeah,
And there's
that's
also like, isn't there also like, don't people constantly try to beat the world record for how long they can play games?
Yeah, they're doing. Yeah, people are doing crazy shit. Everyone's always trying to do something like that.
Are you gonna do that?
Hell no, I got better stuff to do. Some dude spent an entire like I think it was like a day or something in like VR Minecraft. He slept in the headset and everything, like for a whole day.
On purpose?
Yeah, on purpose. He can't. You just couldn't take it off. Like,
I didn't know if it was for a record or if he was just like, this is my life now.
no. He just
I didn't even know people still played Minecraft.
did it for fun. Oh yeah, no. 2019, it's coming back. It's actually on. It's being on the rise because PewDiePie's been playing it and like everyone's been doing it. And people.
That is insane how influencers can like do stuff, because I thought Minecraft was like dead. Like I thought that nobody played that anymore except for like kids.
Yeah, well, no, like it never. Some say it would never really died. It just a lot of people went away from it. But now it's had sort of a resurgence for whatever reason.
Probably because of influencers.
Yeah, I mean, I just noticed like all throughout 2019, it's been coming like before even PewDiePie. Like me and Nabil, we were even like, I would get nostalgic and I would just like watch like some videos or whatever, just to see. And some of my videos I would look back on because I started off doing Minecraft.
Yeah.
And I would watch videos I played with.
A long time ago.
Yeah, and I'd watch videos of me playing with my games, and I just did it for the nostalgia. I think that's why a lot of people are coming back because of the nostalgia.
It
and,
reminds them of like being like
Like a
kids
simpler
and
time,
stuff
yeah.
like that.
like we really took time for granted. Like I used to be on my little laptop, and now look at this fucking setup here. When I play Minecraft on this shit, it's crazy. Like
Yeah,
it's
I
complete.
bet.
It's a whole different thing.
Is
And
it easier to play Fortnite and stuff like that on a PC than a console?
you could argue. Like it depends,
'Cause
but
it
it is
does-
easier to shoot because you have more accuracy with the
I
mouse.
hear a lot of people say that it's like makes you better at the game, but it's like harder to learn how to do if you've been playing on a console.
Yeah, well, yeah, for sure. Because on a console it's just a couple of keys, but like there you have all your keys, and you can map each individual key to do something different if you wanted to. And
Is that why people get so good? Because you know how all the
Yeah,
streamers
people-
are on PCs. Like
yeah.
pretty much everybody that streams on a PC.
yeah, you need a computer to stream like high quality on YouTube and
Yeah.
Twitch and all that. But yeah, you can like I know Ninja for a fact has custom buttons like the default keys that the game sets. You can change on a PC. You can change it for like
But you can on a controller, obviously, because there's only so many.
yeah, you can change it like a little bit, like have some buttons switch, but not as
Like,
much as
Not really, because that'd be confusing too if other people come over and play.
exactly.
'Cause
Yeah,
they'd be like,
that's why it's for because if you can.
a PC is for literally for just you, pretty
Yeah.
much. Like, I mean, other people can use it, but why? Because not at the same time. You know what I mean?
Like if you can tailor it to your own the way you play, you can make the game work for you.
That makes sense then. That makes sense why they're no, that's not why they're so good, because they were probably good before that.
Yeah.
But like that makes sense why they're like the best players in the entire world.
Yeah, and mice are a lot more accurate to aim with than
Than a
a
whole
than a
controller.
joystick. So, but while we're on the topic of like gaming and all that, there's this streamer, a Twitch streamer named Alinity. I don't know if you know who that is.
I've been staring at that word this whole time.
Yeah.
What is that title?
Yeah.
So this lady, Alinity, she does I guess gaming on Twitch, and she was in the news a while ago because PewDiePie had a video of her stream in one of his videos, and he called her a Twitch thought. and she got mad and was like, "Can we copy strike PewDiePie?" That whole big. I don't know if you saw that meme, but
Yeah.
can we copy strike PewDiePie?
Why
That
her
was.
Twitch that? Is she one of those people that gets naked?
She doesn't get naked. She just like, I guess, just has her breasts out while she plays video games.
A lot of people do that
And uses that.
for views.
I mean, it's a smart move. I would do that shit, like
Get
that money. But you know, her fan base has turned on her after that, and I wanted your opinion. Like a lot of people are saying that she like was abusing her cat, and I would say she's abusing her
She
cat.
posted this herself,
Well, she was doing it on stream.
and so like it's not like somebody else saw like somebody else posted this.
Yeah,
Like
no,
she
no.
posted it herself, but like she didn't
Yeah.
try because it was just she was.
It was all live and stuff, so it was just the way she. So this is what happened. You don't have to listen to it. It's just, but yeah, she just took her cat and threw it like behind her.
Because it went over her keyboard
It
and she
went-
needed
yeah,
to use
yeah.
her keyboard.
Yeah, it was like on her lap or whatever. And then this other scene where she gave her cat vodka. Like she would put it in her mouth and like spit it out so that it would like.
Okay, number one, that's disgusting.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, if you want to see it again, I mean, like the cat starts freaking out. Like it obviously doesn't like it, but and
Well, yeah,
vodka, like alcohol is a man-made. I don't give my dog a lot of man-made food. No, like no less vodka. Like come on,
Do you know how bad that probably burned his mouth?
like that was probably awful for
And
him.
like, okay, so vodka, obviously there's a high alcohol content.
Mm-hmm.
It would take I mean,
Vodka can kill cats.
Obviously that wasn't enough to kill her cat. But that could probably make her cat super sick because number one, they never
Yeah, no,
have
they're not
anything like
supposed
that.
to.
They don't have a tolerance to things like that. They're not supposed to drink it.
Yeah.
And it would take way less to kill a cat than kill a person. And we can't like as a regular person, like I'm sure like a scientist, but as like a
Yeah.
regular ass person, you don't know the amount that it would take to make your cat sick.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can't
Yeah, exactly. Like I saw that and I was like, I don't know if that was too much abuse because I know a lot of people, they do just like kind of when they're holding their cat, they just let them go because they always land on their feet. And so maybe she was used to that, but people were arguing she just
but
tossed it
she
backward and she
didn't
didn't look or
she didn't even
anything.
look to see if it was.
Yeah.
She could have probably broke its spine or something.
Yeah.
So that was still pretty bad.
She could. Why didn't she just put it on her lap or something? The cat would have got down. If she
I think it was on her lap and that's why she did that. But then there was this other video where she was like making out with her cat. Now no one said this was child abuse, but I personally argue that it is, so I'm showing it
The
here.
cat doesn't like it.
You know, just it's some dirty shit.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know if she should get in trouble for that because I don't know.
Well, no. No one brought that up as like a
Yeah,
thing. I am only saying that like that to me.
That's super weird and disgusting and creepy because nobody should lick their cat's face. But like,
Yeah, no. That's a fine
her
line.
cat should be taken away. She's weird about her cats.
Well, she did issue an apology right here on Twitter.
Hi everyone, I understand the concern and I'm sorry for my lapses in judgment. I shouldn't have gotten frustrated with Milo, but I dropped him on the floor behind my chair. I'm not that strong. The vodka thing was well over a year ago, but it was also so what?
Yeah, she like continues to go on. She has this little video of her like singing with her cat or something like that.
Animals are well.
So there's a lot of outrage.
I do think she loves her cat a lot. I'm not debating that. I think she probably loves the hell out of that cat, but like that doesn't mean that you can just toss it. She didn't even throw it in front of her.
Yeah.
Or like she literally just picked it up and threw it behind her. I get that was probably like a split second reaction because she was like playing and she didn't want it on her keyboard, but like if you don't want your cat to walk across your keyboard, put it in a different room. That's what cats do. Cats walk across your keyboard. That's just like a cat thing.
Yeah. And people were even arguing because if you look at the clip, she doesn't she's not even in like an actual shootout. Like no one's trying to kill her yet in the game, so she's not really doing anything at that time. So she could have, taken her time a
Put the
little
cat
bit
down.
Yeah, yeah.
Like just
instead of just tossing.
if it's a cat. If you like
Yeah.
it'll just go. Like my mom has a keyboard. She has a dual monitor. And she works. She can't she medical codes, so she can't have a cat
Yeah.
writing random. So like, but if you just it'll go away.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so what do you think? Her cat should be taken away? You think? That was
I don't think her cat should be taken away.
PETA.
But
This got the
something
attention of
should
PETA.
have- It should have gotten the attention of PETA. But like, I don't think if that's enough to get it taken away. But I think there should probably be an open investigation about whether she's allowed to have animals or not.
Yeah.
And it's only that one cat. She had 2, but she doesn't
I
seem
saw
to.
that, yeah.
She doesn't seem to be mean to the other one.
Yeah, I didn't see anybody saying.
Doesn't seem like she likes that one a lot either, though, because she only ever holds Milo.
Yeah. Milo.
So, like, I don't know. I feel like they should definitely maybe go to her house. She should be told, like, okay, if anything else happens, your cats are getting taken and you can't get more.
See, and I mean, it's weird because it's taking this long for it to kind of.
How long has that been?
Well, she said the vodka video was a year ago.
I feel like the vodka thing.
I guess a lot of people didn't really care about it. And plus, she's doing streams all the time. And there's so, like, who knows? Maybe that was, like, in the middle of a stream, right? So, like, who knows how many people actually got to that point in the stream.
Why do so many streamers drink vodka and shit while they're streaming? Why is that? Like, that's a
people-
big thing with Ninja. Ninja always is drinking some kind of liquor, like, always while he's playing. Like, yeah, he's always drunk. Like, that's like, the number one thing he's known for is he always has some kind of bottle or cup of liquor that he just drinks the whole time he streams for like 12 hours straight.
He streams for a hella long time. And maybe he does it like a type of challenge or something. Maybe every time he gets a kill or every other kill or something.
Oh, yeah. Well, everybody thinks he's an alcoholic and he doesn't comment on it.
That could also probably be a
Everyone's
situation.
like, yeah, you're an alcoholic. And he's like,
If he's day drinking like that, then maybe.
all the time. But at the same time, I mean,
Oh, it's just for the stream.
that's his job, though. It's not like he needs to sober up to go to work. He is at work. Like,
And if he can still play video games just as good as he can sober, as long as he's getting the kills and whatever. I guess nobody would really care.
there should definitely be some kind of I feel like people like brush the vodka thing under the carpet because I feel like a lot of people give their dogs beer and stuff, and they're probably
Are
like,
you serious?
I think a lot of people give their dogs beer.
I've never heard of that. I wouldn't even think about giving my.
I mean, no, yeah, you totally shouldn't do it, but I feel like people, because
Have done it.
yeah, because like you see the videos like where people are like, oh, the dog's drunk. You don't see those videos like on Twitter and stuff. I don't know, maybe I follow weird accounts, but like I feel like people are like, oh, it's the same thing, but like a dog and beer and cat and vodka are like not the same thing.
Nah, I wouldn't even do anything. Like, I hate. I could argue that even people aren't even supposed to really drink alcohol. Like
Because it's poison.
yeah, and that's why our body gets rid of it the way it does.
Yeah, and that's why it makes us sick, and then you have to pee all the time because like your body wants that out of you. It's literally poison. Don't give that to your cat.
Animals probably can't even process that shit.
Oh my god, imagine if her cat like threw up or something.
No, that would suck.
No, yeah, somebody needs to like look into. She needs strict rules and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Elephants tend to get drunk. Like in places like India and stuff, they raid like villages and raid their alcohol supplies and get drunk.
On purpose.
On purpose.
I feel like elephants are way too smart.
They're really smart.
I feel like elephants are just.
Yeah, they get drunk on purpose. Like the way it is. Right. So many animals like getting high and drunk and, just doing, shit. Like animals are probably bored too. Like there's this type of deer that it ate psychedelic mushrooms and then, it would trip on that. And then its urine would, you pee out the mushroom, like you pee out the chemical. And so then it would drink its own urine and get us the second. And after when it processed through the body, it's even stronger. So it like got another one. And so, like tribal people, like I guess back in I think there's still places that do it, but they saw that they were doing this, and so they gathered the urine and they drank it themselves, and they would trip on deer urine.
That a deer is smart enough to know like I'm gonna eat this. This is gonna pass through my system. It's gonna be in my urine. I can drink it. It can happen again. Like
yeah,
that's crazy. Well, that's actually how they found out shrooms were psychedelic.
What
was because of like they were in like South America or like wherever they started to like be like everywhere, and like animals would eat them because they're mushrooms, and then the animals would like do a bunch of weird and they were like maybe there's something about this, and then people tried it and now it's like a drug.
Yeah is it I think have we discussed like stoned ape theory?
No.
There's a theory that like apes found psychedelic mushrooms because mushrooms have been around forever. Like a lot, life started as fungus, as mushrooms.
Yeah.
So mushrooms are like the oldest organism, and they're like similar to us, as in they breathe oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide, unlike other plants.
Do.
Yeah, unlike other plants that
I didn't know that.
breathe in carbon dioxide and breathe out oxygen. They do what we do.
That's cool.
Yeah, and so, the theory goes that apes found these mushrooms, and because what it does is it rewires your brain, right? That's why it can help with PTSD and depression and all that. Like,
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think
Denver was the first city to
Of
legalize
course
it,
it was.
to legalize mushrooms.
Oh, I guess.
So yeah, it can help with that, and there's been a lot of studies to show that it could help with PTSD and trauma and everything
So,
like that.
wow.
And
Apes
so
found
and
it?
so apes started eating the mushrooms, and then that's what made our brain double in size over a course of 2 million years, is the way
Oh,
the
they're
theory
saying
goes.
that's how evolution works.
Yeah,
was because of
so-
shrooms.
Yeah, that's why humans were so special, because we started eating these mushrooms like crazy, and that's what helped our brains develop. Oh, but there could be other factors that helped our brain develop, like
Well, yeah,
cooking
yeah.
our food,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we don't really know exactly what happened, but this is a theory that could have possibly happened that could have been a key to our evolution, and that's why
Why don't more people know that?
religion could have been like the start of religion, because while you're seeing and feeling all that stuff, like people describe it as feeling like a bunch of they feel like a bunch of love and stuff, and if you have a bad trip, then boom, you got your like devils and demons and your hell and all that. Like this dude was describing his trip. He was saying that he looked over at his friend, and he had like 7 arms, like some Hindu statue or something. So
Yeah.
like, what if religion was born out of this? And there was just ways they were trying to describe what they were seeing and feeling. They just didn't know.
That's crazy.
So that
so
could
cool.
have been a thing. Like that's how we could have evolved the way we are, and that's why we have like such a weird connection with psychedelics, because we've been using them as long as humans have been around, really.
That's crazy. Well, they say that the difference between our DNA and the DNA of like a chimpanzee is like 0.3% off.
It's pretty.
We have a
like,
very minute
close.
DNA difference. Like if there was just like literally a few different parts of our DNA, we would just be monkeys. And like, you know what I was thinking about? You know how like there's like that argument that like, oh no, like we just kind of look like monkeys, but like no. Like imagine if humans never shaved. Like think about how like especially men, think about how big their beards would get and how like just hairy we would be as people.
Yeah.
Like we would, not that we'd look like monkeys,
We
but
wouldn't-
we would
yeah,
be
it would take
way
a while
furrier,
before-
you know what I mean? Like if people never shaved, we'd have huge eyebrows, a
Yeah.
bunch of facial hair. Women would have leg hair.
Mhm.
Men would have, I mean, men do have leg hair, but
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like, why do people not? The reason we're covered in body hair is because, I mean, obviously it's to protect our skin and stuff like that. But
Stay
it's
warm and
it's
all that.
and like yeah, it's because we evolved from things that don't have clothes, and evolved from monkeys that are covered in hair for
Yeah, people.
whatever reason.
People don't know why we started losing our body hair. Some people think it's because we started wearing clothes, and that's why we
That
didn't
probably is
need
why.
we didn't have a need for.
Because like
fur
our
anymore,
bodies
but-
adapted to having something to protect our skin already.
Yeah, and such as shoes. That's why our fucking feet are so soft and they're weak.
That's true. Feet should be like super
should be
hard,
hard,
like
yeah.
super like
That's why so many animals
calloused.
have hooves and like their pads on there, but we just got just flesh.
Is there feeling in a hoof? Like a
No, because remember they put horseshoes in it. I feel like there's some nerves if you go deep enough, but you can cut off a horseshoe and like part of a horseshoe and it'll be fine.
and yeah, that's true. I never thought about that. I just feel like there has to be. I mean, I guess there.
Like the same way you kind of feel like.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like I feel
You
like
can
it's
feel
just a
stuff there.
big nail.
Yeah, I would say so.
So like there's feeling in it, but it's not that deep.
Yeah, it's like how you can clip your nails and it won't
And
hurt.
it's-
I feel like it's the same way.
Oh, that's cool.
Mhm.
I don't know. I think evolution's really interesting.
Yeah, it is. Especially since we don't really know what the is going on.
I think.
And
it's
there's
more
still the
interesting-
missing link and everything.
And a bunch of people still think I don't think humanity will ever get far enough to figure out everything with evolution because every now and then the world everybody dies.
Yeah.
Every now and then everybody dies. It's just the cycle that the earth goes through. And like obviously once there's a new generation of creatures, and if they're just as intelligent as us or twice as intelligent as us, they're obviously going to come up with the same scientific theories once they get further enough. But I feel like there will never be enough time to figure out everything. I feel like there's just no recorded information.
No,
But I feel like if we had, like, imagine if we had all the recorded information from
like ever.
since people started writing shit down.
Oh my god!
Like,
Do you know about the Library of Alexandria?
no.
There was this huge library back. I don't even know when it was, but it was ancient, and it was filled with tons of textbooks and knowledge from all around the world, and somebody burned it down. And it's theorized that because of this burning of the Library of Alexandria, that it set back our civilization 1,000 years. So who knows what kind of stuff was in there that could have helped.
Was it burnt down on purpose?
Yes, it was definitely like, I'm pretty sure it was like, I think that's how it goes, that it was someone burnt it down on purpose, because probably it went against what they believe, because there was a lot of like information, like good information in there, like scientific and
No, religion instead.
could have been that. I think someone said it was like a Roman that may have done it.
I don't know. I feel like that could have been motivated by religion, because like people that are super religious and want to believe like a higher being created everything that we have don't, like, I mean, some, there's obviously some people that are like, hey, believe what you want to believe, but a lot of people that are like diehard like religious don't want us to think of evolution. They don't want even people that don't believe in what they believe, they don't want other people to believe there's a scientific answer, because then if we get the scientific answer and we prove it, that debunks their whole religion, and they don't want that. So
I was just watching this movie like when I was on vacation, Angels and Demons with Tom Hanks. Have you seen the Da Vinci Code?
no.
Well,
Is it worth it? Should I watch it?
it's interesting. It's like a drama. It has a bunch of puzzles and mysteries and
I like movies like that. Is it on Netflix?
yeah.
I'm gonna watch that.
So like, have you seen National Treasure with Nicolas Cage?
No.
Well, it's like an adult version of that. Like, National Treasure was like I think it was a Disney movie actually, but it was like treasure hunting and puzzles and all that. So I like that type of stuff. But anyways, in this latest movie, they were talking about how like, science and religion shouldn't be separate things. They should be working together. Like maybe there's a scientific way to scientifically prove God or like a higher being or something like that. Like,
That would be amazing.
if God is real, I believe he's a mathematician, because there's so many things that repeat throughout the universe, like the Fibonacci sequence, the golden ratio, like the way plants grow, like there's different patterns and orders that come, like how cells divide, right? 2, 4, 8. That's like in everything. That's how organic life grows. And that's the Fibonacci sequence, that order. Like,
And and there are some people that know everything, not everything, but a huge amount about their religion, because it's really important to them. If people like that could work together with people that are devoted to scientific explanations,
I feel like we could start piecing together our history,
and if those people would work with like,
because I believe the Great Flood was a real thing. I think.
oh no, there's proof. There's proof that there was a huge flood. And in a way you have to wonder, how did they know that to put that in the Bible? You know what I mean? There has to be.
I think the Bible
kind of
initially started out as a way to explain what happened, but over time it's just been distorted and, changed to benefit man.
And it's been rewritten how many times?
Yeah.
There's how many
before it was
New
written-
Testaments to the Bible?
Before it was written, it was just orally spoken. And
Well, of course. You ever do that pass it down the line game where
Exactly.
somebody whispers it to somebody else,
Exactly.
and then the person at the end has a completely different answer? Like,
exactly. And so over who knows how many fucking thousands of years, right? That story got all kinds of messed up into what it is now. And because initially it was like written in like Greek and Hebrew and stuff like that, like Latin.
well, they even say, how like the Bible says men shall not lay with men and women shall not lay with women, and that's why they think that homophobia is like, not okay religiously. But they say that when that was translated in like from Greek, it said man shall not lay with boy, meaning like
Pedophiles.
like that there shouldn't be statutory rape and things like that, and people like pedophilia is not okay, but it got translated incorrectly, you know what I mean? So
Yeah, and I feel like that was sort of intentional, because when you start looking at churches today, a lot of priests are pedophiles, and I feel like that was just a way to make it,
I never thought about that.
to make it a little bit, don't just whatever.
Like, no, not men and boys, men and men,
Yeah.
men and men. It's not okay.
But even then, it's still like I don't know. It's weird. Like the whole pedophilia of like the Catholic Church and all that. It's kind of like an open secret at this point, because so many people were already like.
So many people know about it, but not a lot of people talk about it. Like there's memes
There's
and
no
stuff
real
about
action.
it, but
There's no real action going on about it, and there's still people supporting, the same organizations that did that stuff, because still part of the religion and all that. But I don't know. Do you have anything to say about that ghost situation that you had? Like you said that she took a creepy picture of you.
Brooke took this picture. So, like, I don't know. I feel like I don't know if less stuff has been happening or if I just haven't been paying attention. Because, like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes I try not to pay attention to it because a lot of stuff, like, my mom texts me all the time when I'm not home. My mom always makes me text her when I'm home now, like, because I come home at like 3 a.m. and stuff, for the specific reason of she hears, she sleeps in the basement, and she hears people walking, and she wants to know it's me, and she wants to know it's me.
Yeah.
And not even that long ago, she texted me, and I was at a party, and she said, "Are you home?" And it was like 2:30, which means something woke her up. And I was like, "No, but I will be soon." And she was like, "Okay."
And then she told you about it.
Yeah, so Brooke took this picture of my house standing completely still. I don't know, this might mean literally nothing, but I think it's creepy because she was standing completely still in this picture.
Still, and then she's like moving here.
Yeah, and there's like 10 other pictures because she was like,
Okay.
and they're all completely still. It's this picture, but
Only this picture.
only this picture. And she wasn't moving.
I know, it's kind of weird.
I know. That could be literally nothing, but it
Yeah.
freaked her out and she sent it to me.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe in that one she just moved slightly.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it freaks me out at night. So, because like during school and stuff, my mom would go to bed and then I'd go to bed and we'd go to bed at the same time. But now I'm like awake all alone, and then I get like, and then I get hungry and like I want to go downstairs, but then I'm like scared to go downstairs, so I have to FaceTime someone, and like I don't like that, so I feel like I try to push it to the back of my head and ignore it. But our kitchen knife is still missing.
Still, oh my god.
No clue where that is.
So it hasn't been anything like crazy like how it was before,
Nothing,
like knocks or
super
anything.
stands out to me. No, like okay, so the knock was really, really distinct because it was like, and I was like, "Come in," and then nothing happened. And then I called my mom and I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And she was like, "What's up?" And I was like, "Why'd you knock on my door?" And she was like, "When?"
Yeah, that's
you know what
terrifying.
I mean? Like, stuff like that is really distinct. But other than that, if it's not distinct, I completely try to ignore it now because like there is sometimes like a lot of times it's like when me and my mom are downstairs because like once in a while me and my mom watch a movie or something, and then like someone's walking upstairs and we're both just like she'll be like, "Do you hear it?" And I'll be like, yeah. And then that's it. But like the one time we were watching, I think we were watching like a stand-up special, and something on the upstairs made like a big noise. Like it sounded like something big fell, and my mom was like, "What the hell?" So like she like went upstairs to go look, cause like it actually, like usually we're like, "Oh, we'll let it go," you know what I mean? Like, you know what, we don't need to check it out. But she was like actually concerned that like a mirror fell or something like that. Like it was a big noise, and she like paused the TV and ran upstairs, and nothing was there. So she got shook and she checked all the closets. She checked under my bed.
Nothing.
No, nothing. Like it's just stuff like that. It's kind of like unignorable because it's loud and it like will like shake the house because it's like a small house, and it's like, if somebody were to drop something upstairs, you could feel it downstairs. You know what I mean? So it's like, what the But like, I don't know.
But so far, like not.
No, not really. Remember that video of the door I sent you?
Of the door, like.
The door just like opening. Did I not send that to you?
I don't think you did. Maybe.
Sometimes the door just like sometimes the door will be closed and then it'll like,
Your house on a level, maybe.
Open. Yeah, maybe. Stuff that's not actually like doesn't actually freak me out. I'm kind of just like,
whatever.
It's fine because my mom, my mom has 2 jobs. I'm home alone all the time, so like.
She used a Ouija board or something.
Somebody texted me the other day because I had a Ouija board mad long ago when I was like 13 or something. I had a Ouija board because I was weird.
Did you believe in it or not? You just do it for fun.
When I was goth, it was more of a decoration.
Okay.
But like, I don't know. I kind of want to get another one. Do you think I could just make one?
I don't know if that's even a thing. I feel like you could just make one, but I isn't there like some, maybe it's marketing for all I know, but isn't there something like about the actual one that there's something about it that.
I got mine at Toys R Us.
Exactly.
Yeah, and like that's like the only place around here that used to sell them was literally Toys R Us. They're not at Walmart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like I didn't know where to get one. My dad was like, "Okay, this is the only one I can get you," and he got me like a Toys R Us one. But like I'm scared to go get like I bet I could go to Gettysburg and get a real one because I thought about this. I bet I could go get a super legit one from Gettysburg, but I don't want to bring that into my house.
Yeah,
You know
the
what I mean?
Gettysburg one.
Like a super old Gettysburg, because I live like 25 minutes from Gettysburg. I could literally go to downtown Gettysburg and get like a super old wooden Ouija board, and I bet it would work, but like I don't want to bring it to my home. So like I'm not doing that. I don't know. Maybe I'll make one and see what's up.
We should do a Ouija board in like Gettysburg or something, on like the battlefield or whatever.
Do you want to do that?
That'd be cool. Because people have like so many ghost stories from Gettysburg. Like they take pictures and
We
they
can
see
go-
ghosts
No,
and
me
shit.
and my dad used to go to Gettysburg like once a week just to go see.
Oh,
Like,
really?
Yeah, like we used to go there all the time, and like it is creepy. Like, cause we would stay there like we'd go in like the morning and we'd stay till like midnight, and like
Oh, wow.
it is creepy like to be around there, cause it's like
You know,
it's a weird feeling. Like I don't know, it's just like a super weird feeling. But we should do that.
Yeah,
Like actually.
I'd be down.
Okay, cool.
With a little bit more people, though.
We should do it in the fall.
Trying to
Yeah,
die.
we'll bring more people. We'll bring like Nabil and Brooke or something. But we can do that in like the fall, so it's not so hot.
Yeah, I mean, I guess just thanks for coming. You know, if I'll link your Instagram and
Yes, link my Instagram.
your channel as well.
Don't link my channel.
Why
Like my
not?
because I don't like. I'm gonna delete it.
Oh, come on.
I don't like it.
Some
I got a
BS.
MacBook,
You did one
though.
video. I know, I saw.
Yeah, I did one. But like, okay, so like, cause it's a creative thing. You know what I mean? And it's just not the same when you're doing something creative for an audience. That sounds mad gay.
No, I
like-
understand.
But like, when I do my makeup, I genuinely am like in my zone. And like when I do it in front of a camera, it's like every fucking thing I do, it's like, oh, this is the good side of my face. The camera has to be on this side of my face, and then I have to do it with this hand, and then that covers my face, so I have to do it with this hand, so my face isn't covered and doesn't look right. I don't like doing it.
It'd be easier to like get multiple cameras or like
I
get a
know.
cameraman or.
Then how the hell am I supposed to get the money for that if I can't grow my damn channel? You know what I mean? Like it's kind of stressful. I feel like someday I'll get over it and do it again probably, but I don't know. I kind of want to do Instagram tutorials now.
Instagram tutorial.
Cause like that's just like a 2-second of you doing each thing, so it's not like you have to do it a whole separate way. It's just like showing literally the steps, and it's really fast. And like I think I'm gonna probably start doing those.
Okay. Well, I'll link to your Instagram then. And anything else you want to plug or say?
I don't think so. This was a good one though. I feel like this was a good thing,
Yeah, it's almost like 2 hours.
and I learned a lot.
Yeah, I like talking with you.
It's gonna be weird to go watch this.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna watch it.
I have to edit it, so I don't even know when it's going to go up because I have to edit my vlog as well.
It's gonna take a long time for you to edit this.
Oh, yeah. I know. I had to sit through like every minute because I like have to.
You have to. You can't. Yeah, you have to. Well, I'm excited to see that.
Anyways, see you, I guess. Subscribe, like, all that ish. Bye.